Sorry, my apologies for maybe some of us can stand here. Okay, so just a brief history of the farm. Groot Constantia. The name of the suburb is Constantia. The name of the farm is Groot Constantia, where Groot is Afrikaans for great, or grand, or big. And then Constantia is Latin for consistency. And this farm was founded 337 years ago, back in 1685. It was the first governor of the Cape who founded this farm. His name was Simon van der Stel. So the reason he chose Constantia is because he tested the soil types regularly here in the area. And then to grow very good grapes, very important to be close to a body of water. To the south here we have the Indian Ocean, and on the other side the Atlantic Ocean. So we're in between, benefiting from the nice cool sea breezes. You want that cooling effects. We have the soil, we have enough exposure to the sunlight, we have enough rainfall in winter, and then there's enough carbon dioxide in the air as well. Add to that we are 30 degrees south of the equator. 30 degrees south or north of the equator is where a lot of the good grapes grow in the world. So after Simon van der Stel died, the Dutch East India Company split Constantia into three. Namely Groot Constantia. Our neighbors here are Klein Constantia. This is a privately owned farm. Groot Constantia, on the other hand, is not privately owned. Neither is it government. It is a non-profit heritage site which is owned by the Groot Constantia Trust. So as such, all the proceeds goes back into the farm and into the community. And then on the other side we have Burnfleet, a residential area. So today the size of Groot Constantia is 176 hectares. Almost the same size as Monaco. This is where we are, the production cellar. These are all our grapes, and everything is produced from what grows on the farm. Right? We only use grapes that grows here on the farm, where we do about 1.2 million liters a year. Yeah. So people who have enjoyed these wines were King Louis Philippe of France. He was the biggest ever buyer. Otto van Bismarck, Frederick the Great, King George V. Jane Austen wrote about the wines in Sense and Sensibility. And then most notably, Napoleon is the reason why Groot Constantia's dessert wine is so famous. And his favorite wine came from this farm, which he drank every day. Even on his deathbed, his last request was taste of Groot Constantia's dessert wine. Not long after that he died. That is what happens when you drink our wine. You die. Any questions so far?
Does the taste is very different, or it's...
No, the only difference between Klein Constantia's Binder Constance and our Grand Constance is they use white muscat only, where we use both white and red. So that's the difference there. Very similar taste. Portugal. We will stick to that tradition of sealing our wines with cork because this is South Africa's first company, the oldest wine producer in the Southern Hemisphere. Over there we have oak barrels which come from France. So Portugal and France. The reason we import these wood products is because oak trees grow too fast in the South African climate. If you look at the oak trees on the farm, a lot of them are hollow on the inside, they're not dense enough. Right? So that's why we import them. The stainless steel tanks are called fermentation tanks. That's where we turn juice into wine. juice. The grape has to pass through what we call a wine press. Pass through the step. Stop the grapes machine. Thankfully we don't do that anymore. This machine does it for us. So, more importantly, the wine press separates grape juice from grape skin. So when we're making white wine, we're first separating the grape juice from the grape skin. The skin you throw away, the juice goes to the tank, you add yeast, in 5 to 10 days you have wine. Obviously, flavors. Yeah, simple. Yeah, doing it. What did you do during lockdown? So when we're making a red wine now, process differs, right? We're not separating grape juice from grape skins here. So juice and skins all go into the same tank when we're making red. Does anybody know why we use grape skins? Yes, for the color, that's right. The juice for the red grape, if you squeeze the juice for the red grape, it's the same color as the juice for the white grape, clear juice. So think of the skin like a tea bag. The longer you leave it in the wine, the darker the wine gets. So when we're making a rosé, when we're making a pink rosé, we're leaving the skins in for a short time, in a couple of hours. For a red, we're leaving it for 2 weeks or longer.
Do you also get rosé grape or not?
No.
Not at all.
No, nothing. There's no such thing as a rosé grape. So you have to use red grape skins in the mix. Usually rosé is red and white grapes mixed, blended. Otherwise, you also get a pink wine known as Blanc de Noir.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where you're only using red grapes to make the white wine. Biggest pests are birds. So we have birds of prey to keep them away. Right? We have owls and eagles that will keep other birds away. We have ducks on the farm that will keep snails away. Ducks are quite tricky though. You have to feed them enough to have enough energy to go and hunt for the ducks, for the snails, sorry. But if you feed them too much, they get very lazy. Spend the day in the pond, so you have to get the balance right. Then there are ladybugs that keep insects away, disease-carrying insects. And we use paintball guns to keep the bugs away. Paintball guns. Once we pick the grapes, they go into the receiving bin. A fun fact here, it takes around 4 or 5 bunches to make 1 bottle of wine. So you're looking at 600 grapes, more or less, to make a bottle of wine. This is a de-stemmer, where we separate the stems from the bunches. The stems is too high in acidity, so we don't want the stems to get through. This mixture here then is called mash. It still has your skin, your seeds, your juice. We don't want to use seeds. Crack grapes here, you know, we use buttermilks, and we can't have wine, so that's full white press. That's what the inside of the press is. From there we can make our base wine. And over here we have a copper still, the brandy still. Does anybody know what brandy is made from? Grapes, yeah? The Afrikaans word for brandy is Brandewijn. So if you loosely translate that into English, it means burning wine. If you loosely translate Brandewijn, not Pretoria. So the wine, you make your base wine, it goes in here, and then you burn it. Like you have a fire or heating element. You'll then get sort of vapor or condensation, which separates alcohol from liquid. Now you're going to have a distilled spirit coming out here, because you're removing all the other compounds. When it comes out here, you can't drink it yet, right? It's about 70-80% alcohol proof. You could die if you drank the first batch. So it has to be diluted to around 40%, which is safe to drink. It looks like water when it comes out here. Brandy or whiskey, it looks like water. Yeah. How does it get its color? Oak barrel, yeah. If you drink, there are some brandy drinkers here, you've seen the letters VS, VSOP, XO on the label, right? So that just determines how long that product is in oak for. VSOP, for example, must be at least 4 years in the barrel. XO, 6 years in the barrel, but usually goes up to around 20 years. XO is extra old. VSOP is very superior oak barrel. Everyone still okay? Okay, I'll show you the barrels now, right? Cooler than 18 degrees Celsius. So that's a secret to the longevity of the wine. Keep it away from heat, keep it away from light, and it will mature for a long time. So they're maturing French oak barrels. Now what the barrel does to white wine is it softens the acidity. Makes the wine creamier, it's from here. It imparts flavors in the wine. When you read on the label that the wine has hints of vanilla, dark chocolate, spices. We don't add any flavors to the wine. What gives the wine its flavor is the grape has its own natural flavors, the type of soil you use, the climate it's grown in, and then finally the type of oak you use. The smallest barrel is 225 liters, which doesn't look like much, but that is 300 bottles of wine. A real barrel like that costs around 18,000 rand. 4 or 5 times. After 4 or 5 uses, we'll sell those barrels to distilleries or microbreweries. So they will use that flavor that the wine has left behind to make their product, like brandy or whiskey or rum or craft beer nowadays. But you can use them for as long as you want, but our winemaker just wants to get 4 or 5 uses. The longer you use the barrel, the more the wine stains the inside, and you can't draw, extract that oaky flavors, the flavors of the barrel imparts. These large barrels, 5,000 liters, 10,000 liters. These are old Hungarian oak barrels, right, which we do not use anymore. The reason we don't use them anymore is a lot of controversy surrounding us. Get used to surroundings. There's a small opening there. Most of us cannot fit inside there. So back in the day, you'd find a small enough child, usually a boy, that would send you to clean the barrel. But even when it's empty, it makes a lot of fumes and vapors and fumes. So they had to tie a rope around the boy's legs, send him inside to clean the barrel. While he's cleaning the barrel, he must sing a song. So we know everything is okay. As soon as he stops singing, it means he's drunk, he's asleep, he's passed out, it's not enough. Pull him out by the legs, send the next one. So, that's a long time ago. That's more than 100 years ago. Nobody does that anymore. Just a fun fact on that 10,000 liter barrel, you can drink a bottle of wine from here every day and take it 36 years to get to that barrel. What your visitors will cost if you haven't? Oh no, it's load shedding, the house is closed. Sorry. Due to load shedding, there's so many artifacts and furniture from the 1700s, so unfortunately, you can't go and see that. The museum is also no lights, so again, I don't know why I mentioned it. If you have to do your tasting, you can get your glass at the counter there, and then make your way to the tasting room, and you can taste 5 wines. Oh, that's for Riddling, for the champagne style ones, where the bottle stands on its side, and you turn it twice a day to loosen the sediment. Have you ever seen the champagne stand? That process was called Riddling. Any other questions before we finish? No? Yeah, easily 600,000 bottles of wine in this space alone. Yeah, more or less. So, thank you. It's dry, it's fresh, very fruity. Tropical fruit on the nose. The idea with the wine and chocolate is to smell the wine, smell the chocolate.
Okay.
Taste the wine before and after the chocolate.
Okay, perfect.
Alright, enjoy your wine.
Thank you. Pinot George 2020, very special grape, uniquely South African. Full-bodied Pinot George, vanilla, berries, salted chocolate. Huh? Yeah. Thank you.
There's lots of flavor with the Shiraz. It's spicy notes.
I know.
That is
This wine is good also in Italy. The Shiraz.
oh yeah.
Yeah.